In September 2017, an important announcement was made in Brisbane, Australia.
Okay, the winner is San Antonio.
The San Antonio River was awarded the Tees International River Prize. The River Prize is the world's foremost award in river basin management, and the San Antonio River Authority was honored to bring home this prestigious recognition for the San Antonio River. The San Antonio River received this international recognition in large part due to the economic success of the San Antonio Riverwalk, including the Museum Reach. The Mission Reach was also highlighted by this global award as a successful example of urban ecosystem restoration. But the San Antonio River is more than just the Riverwalk. Beyond its headwaters in urban Bexar County, the river flows through Wilson, Karnes, Goliad, Victoria, and Refugio counties, a largely rural region dedicated to farming, ranching, mining, oil and gas production, and tourism. The San Antonio River joins with the Guadalupe River before finally flowing into San Antonio Bay and the Gulf of Mexico, where its freshwater inflows support the endangered whooping crane and a thriving coastal economy. In honor of winning the International River Prize, staff from the San Antonio River Authority recorded a paddling trip to show the beauty and history of the San Antonio River. So now you can take a virtual tour of the river from San Antonio to Seadrift. Come along and join us. Clean, cool water bubbling up from the Edwards Aquifer in Bexar County form the humble origin of the San Antonio River, which has been home to indigenous peoples for over 12,000 years. There are numerous springs in the headwaters area. The largest and most well-known is the Blue Hole. One of the two namesakes for the Museum Reach of the San Antonio Riverwalk is the Whitty Museum, an internationally recognized nature, science, and culture museum, and it is located along the river in Brackenridge Park. The historic Brackenridge Park, which was founded in 1899, is a favorite destination for locals, and it contains a special water reuse feature that is critical to the health of the river.
So that right there, that is where the San Antonio water system is putting in recycled water. That helps keep the river flowing here through Brackenridge Park and through downtown San Antonio.
Past the Brackenridge Golf Course, the river comes to the inlet of the San Antonio River Flood Tunnel. The tunnel is 24 feet in diameter, 150 feet underground, and 3 miles long, allowing floodwater to safely bypass downtown San Antonio. The Museum Reach turning basin is where river barges drop off and pick up passengers in the area next to Pearl, an award-winning redevelopment of the former Pearl Brewery. Since the Museum Reach opened in 2009, nearly $2 billion of private investment has been developed along the river. The San Antonio River Foundation has funded several pieces of public art along the Museum Reach, including the grotto and the very photogenic FISH. The San Antonio Museum of Art is the second of two namesakes for the Museum Reach of the San Antonio Riverwalk, and it contains one of the most comprehensive art collections in the southern United States. The Museum Reach Lock and Dam feature helps maintain water levels in the river and provides a way for river barges to travel between downtown and the turning basin. Flowing past the Hugman Dam, the river enters the historic downtown section of the San Antonio Riverwalk. Robert H. Hugman proposed the original Riverwalk concept in 1929. As a top tourist destination in the United States, the Riverwalk annually generates over $3.1 billion in economic benefit for the community. The iconic Alamo, now a World Heritage Site, is hallowed ground near the Riverwalk. Gates at the north and south end of the Great Bend, or Horseshoe Bend, protect the river level development. Gates under Nueva Street also provide flood protection and help maintain water levels, which supports barge traffic. The final floodgate is under South Alamo Street, which is in the King William section of the San Antonio Riverwalk, just beyond the office of the San Antonio River Authority. The outlet of the San Antonio River Flood Tunnel is near the beginning of the Mission Reach of the San Antonio Riverwalk. The Mission Reach is an area of urban ecosystem restoration that is increasing the quality, quantity, and diversity of plants and animals along the 9 miles of the San Antonio River. In addition to hike and bike trails, There is a paddling trail along the Mission Reach for canoes and kayaks. The Mission Reach is one of the largest urban ecosystem restoration projects in the nation, and it is proving to be a growing success. During a 3-year avian study, which ended in early 2019, the San Antonio River Authority counted nearly 63,000 birds using the restored ecosystem, including a total of 201 different species. The resiliency of the aquatic habitat has also been improved since the Mission Reach restoration was completed in 2013. Healthy stocks of fish species are returning, and biologists from the San Antonio River Authority are evaluating the survivability and growth of 4 native freshwater mussel species in the Mission Reach to determine the feasibility of a future reintroduction. The San Antonio River Foundation raised the funds and constructed Confluence Park, an internationally award-winning park adjacent to the Mission Reach. Confluence Park is owned by the San Antonio River Authority, whose educators utilize the innovative outdoor classroom to provide hands-on scientific and environmental educational experiences. The park is named for the nearby confluence of the San Pedro Creek with the San Antonio River. The first documented arrival of Spanish explorers at the San Antonio River occurred on June 13, 1691, when members of a Spanish expedition named the waterway in honor of St. Anthony. Throughout the 1700s, development of what is now the city of San Antonio occurred alongside 5 Spanish colonial missions established near the river. All 5 missions were inscribed onto the World Heritage List in 2015, making the San Antonio Mission's World Heritage Site the first such site in Texas, and only the 23rd in the nation. As part of the Mission Reach project, the San Antonio River Foundation funded enhancements of art to 4 mission portals connecting the Mission Reach Trail System to Missions Concepcion, San Jose, San Juan, and Espada. These 4 missions are also part of the San Antonio Missions National Historical Park.
So we're coming to the end of the Mission Reach, and we're just now leaving urban San Antonio and going off into the rural part of the San Antonio River. It's pretty. We're at the confluence of the San Antonio River, and there is Salado Creek.
The San Antonio River Authority operates and maintains 28 flood retention dams in Bexar County, including 14 in north central Bexar County on the upper reaches of the Salado Creek. These dams provide important flood protection in the northern and eastern part of the county. The historic True Heart Ranch is owned by the San Antonio River Authority and is intended to become a park that will include a safe way for paddlers to get around Otilla Dam.
This is the Medina River. We're looking up the Medina River now. And we got some additional water volume here because the Dos Rios Water Recycling Center, where SAWS, San Antonio Water System, treats most of the effluent from San Antonio and turns it into a high quality reuse water, recycled water. Some of it goes back up into San Antonio for the Riverwalk and golf courses and industry, and some of it goes down into the Medina River and here into the San Antonio River and feeds environmental flows all the way down to the bay and estuary system.
The municipally owned energy company, CPS Energy, draws water from the San Antonio River to maintain water levels in Bronick and Calaveras lakes, which serve as power plant cooling and recreational lakes. The San Antonio River Authority's River Crossing Park is in Bexar County, where Texas State Highway Loop 1604 crosses the river, and it serves as the beginning of the Suspamco Paddling Trail. On its journey toward the Gulf Coast, the San Antonio River flows from its headwaters in Bexar County into Wilson County, which was formed in 1860 out of Bexar and Karnes counties. The Suspamco Paddling Trail is a 30-mile-long paddling trail that begins in southeast Bexar County at the San Antonio River Authority's River Crossing Park. The paddling trail is named in honor of a small Wilson County community, whose name is an acronym for the San Antonio Sewer Pipe Manufacturing Company, a company that was started in 1901 and was the predominant employer in the area until the 1960s. Paddling on the San Antonio River requires navigation around important habitat features, such as downed trees and submerged brush. The San Antonio River Authority has a river crew that regularly patrols the Sespamco paddling trail in order to keep the trail open for paddlers. Before paddling, please check the San Antonio River Authority website for current paddling trail information and river flow and weather conditions. Signage at the paddling trail access sites also contains important paddling information. In the mid-1800s, the community of Greytown served as a crossroads for several roads into San Antonio. The San Antonio River Authority named Greytown Park in honor of this Wilson County history. In addition to serving as an access point to the Sespamco paddling trail, this park has a wonderful picnic area connected to a beautiful natural area and a tournament-caliber par 57 level disc golf course. Floating down this section of the San Antonio River, paddlers will see wonderful geologic features along with wildlife and other natural beauty. Please respect private property when paddling on the San Antonio River and use sandbars when you need a rest stop. The John William Helton San Antonio River Nature Park in Wilson County is a 98-acre park owned and operated by the San Antonio River Authority. The park is the midpoint of the Sespamco paddling trail. There are miles of hike and bike trail winding through a pecan tree orchard, as well as a playground, basketball court, and a restroom facility near the 5,000 square foot pavilion. The park supports a campground with shower facilities, and in addition to the wonderful natural area, the park is complemented by multi-purpose athletic fields. The Sespamco paddling trail, which offers tremendous solitude, has another access point at the County Road 117 bridge. The paddling trail ends at the Floresville River Park, a 33-acre park along the San Antonio River, owned and operated by the city of Floresville. Prior to the arrival of colonial Spanish, indigenous hunter-gatherers used the river and lived on surrounding land for thousands of years. When the Spanish established the chain of missions along the upper San Antonio River in the 1700s, they also established ranches to supply cattle, goats, sheep, mules, and horses to the missions. The Rancho de las Cabras, or Goat Ranch, is a national park property located in Wilson County. It supported Mission Espada and is now part of the San Antonio Mission's World Heritage Site. Today in Wilson County, farming and ranching are still a major part of the economy. Leaving Wilson County, the San Antonio River flows in a southeasterly direction through the center of Karnes County, which was officially formed out of parts of Bexar, Gonzales, DeWitt, Goliad, and San Patricio counties in 1854. Rich with history, indigenous people lived on the lands of present-day Karnes County for many millennia prior to the farms and ranches of the Spanish in the 1700s. The agricultural industry is still a major component of the Karnes County economy, along with oil and gas exploration, including the significant Eagle Ford Shale Formation.
We are coming up to Mays Crossing here, where wagons used to cross back in the 1800s. Over there you can see the concrete curb that was poured long ago to help with the wagons that were crossing here, to help their wagon wheels from falling off into deeper waters.
We're at Conquista Crossing. It's a very old and historic crossing of the San Antonio River. Back in 1689, Governor Alonso de Leon crossed the San Antonio River at this location as he was searching for La Salle's fort. This crossing was used on the western La Bahia Road from San Antonio to Goliad. In later years, it was the major crossing from Falls City to Camelton. The bed of Conquista is composed of limestone rock, but there are sections of it that are made up of lignite coal. As far as San Antonio River Authority, this is one of our most important and longest serving water quality sampling locations. We're standing at Mill Falls, as the locals know it. It's also known as Skiles Falls. Background, there was an old mill here, consisted of a grist mill and a sawmill. It was developed by a gentleman by the name of James Skiles, who came to this area in about 1857. The mill structure also included a rock dam that went across the entire bed of the river to channel the water into the mill race, and you can still see evidence of that rock wall in the bank of the river here. And there are some old iron rods that were driven into the bed of the river to structurally hold that rock wall up.
In the 1880s, the railroad selected another location across the river, so the city envisioned around Skiles Falls never grew. Instead, the railroad went through Falls City, which was named in 1893 for a nearby series of beautiful waterfalls in the San Antonio River. As the San Antonio River cuts through the farm and ranch land and nearby oil and gas fields of Karnes County, striking white walls of biogenic trace fossils occasionally appear along the banks of the river, making for stunning views against the bright blue skies of South Texas. These are fossilized casts of burrows from clams or other sea creatures that lived millions of years ago in the soft mud below shallow seawater. Cibolo Creek, a major tributary, joins the San Antonio River in Karnes County after traversing 100 miles from its headwaters near Bernie in Kendall County. The remains of an early 20th century pump inlet structure built for diversion of water are along the river near an old San Antonio and Aransas Pass railroad spur. A short distance upstream of Texas State Highway 72, the Escondido Creek confluences with the San Antonio River. There are 13 dams in the Escondido Creek watershed, operated by the San Antonio River Authority, that protect the city of Kennedy. The San Antonio River Authority is also working with the city of Kennedy, the 4B Corporation, the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce, and the San Antonio River Foundation to construct the Escondido Creek Parkway project along the creek in Kennedy. There is more beauty and history along the San Antonio River as it flows from Karnes County into Goliad County. The San Antonio River continues its journey across the coastal plain and through the heart of Goliad County, which is one of the original counties of Texas, established in 1836. Similar to the rest of the San Antonio River Basin, indigenous peoples thrived in the area of modern-day Goliad County prior to the arrival of the Spanish, who permanently settled in the area in 1749. Farming and ranching have been significant industries in Goliad County since Spanish colonial time, and the ruins of the early 20th century agricultural pump house near Charco Creek can still be seen along the river. Because of good water quality and healthy aquatic habitat, biologists from the San Antonio River Authority are utilizing a location in Goliad County as the control for a freshwater mussel study being conducted with the Mission Reach of the San Antonio Riverwalk in Bexar County. Just west of the city of Goliad, U.S. Highway 59 crosses the San Antonio River, and this is currently the beginning of the 6.7-mile-long Goliad Paddling Trail. The San Antonio River Authority and the Canoe Trail Goliad nonprofit organization have a vision of expanding the Goliad Paddling Trail. Plans are underway to add access points at Riverdale Road and at Texas State Highway 239, which will add over 25 miles to the paddling trail north of Highway 59. Evidence of a ferry crossing can still be seen in the river near the Ferry Street access point of the Goliad Paddling Trail. A short walk from the Ferry Street access point is the San Antonio River Authority's Branch River Park and the Goliad County Courthouse Square. The Branch River Park is a 4.2-acre park that links Goliad's historic Courthouse Square to the San Antonio River. The park has a 9-hole disc golf course, benches, picnic tables, restroom, a playground, an amphitheater, and a pavilion that is available for rent. Downstream from the Branch River Park and Ferry Street access points is the remains of the Galveston-Harrisburg and San Antonio Railroad Bridge, originally built in the 1880s. This railroad line ran from Houston to Victoria through Goliad and on to Beeville, where it met up with another line to San Antonio. The river flows by Mission Espiritu Santo, now on the grounds of Goliad State Park, where the final takeout point of the Goliad paddling trail is located. Across the river from the mission is Presidio La Bahia, which together with the mission was formed as a permanent Spanish settlement in 1749, making Goliad the third oldest Spanish municipality in Texas. In 1829, Ignacio Seguin Zaragoza was born in Goliad. He later went on to become a Mexican general and war hero who led the Mexican army to victory in the famed Cinco de Mayo battle against the French. Outside the walls of Presidio La Bahia is the statue honoring the Angel of Goliad, Francisca Alvarez, who is credited with saving Major Miller and his men from the 1836 Goliad massacre. Nearby, the cries of "Remember Goliad" echo through time at the Goliad Massacre Monument, which stands in honor of Colonel Fannin and over 400 other Texas prisoners who were executed on March 27, 1836. Continuing toward the coast, the San Antonio River becomes the county line between Goliad and Victoria County, eventually becoming the county line between Victoria and Refugio County. A short distance away from the small town of Tivoli, the roughly 240-mile journey of the San Antonio River comes to an end as it confluences with the Guadalupe River.
So we are on the San Antonio River here, getting ready to go into the Guadalupe River. So this is where the San Antonio River comes to an end and joins the Guadalupe River. There's the Guadalupe River. We are entering it right now.
From here, the Guadalupe River continues about 11 more miles before emptying into the bay. The Guadalupe Blanco River Authority constructed a saltwater barrier to protect a water diversion point that diverts water from the Guadalupe River to provide the city of Port Lavaca, the Calhoun County Rural Water Supply Corporation, and the Port O'Connor Municipal Utility District with a municipal drinking water supply. The San Antonio Bay Partnership has created the Seadrift paddling trail, and its most northern access point is on the Guadalupe River, just past Texas State Highway 35. The trailer cut was dug in the 1930s in order to drain the delta for farming by diverting the Guadalupe River into Mission Lake on the northern end of the San Antonio Bay. Today, more than 70% of the Guadalupe River flows to the bay through the trailer cut, which has had a significant impact on the delta. Beyond the trailer cut, the original alignment of the Guadalupe River narrows, providing an up-close experience with the delta habitat. Alligators are native to the San Antonio River and can occasionally be seen all the way up in Bexar County. Near the bay, however, they thrive and are easy to spot. After one final bend in the river, we arrive at the bay.
And there's the bay, we made it. Guadalupe River dumping into San Antonio Bay here. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Paddlers are encouraged to take a break and enjoy the scenery and their accomplishment of reaching the mouth of the river. The rest stop is also advisable because depending on the route you take, there is at least 6 more miles to paddle across San Antonio Bay before reaching the final takeout point in Seadrift. On the final leg of the trip to Seadrift, many choose to paddle along the shoreline to Foster Point and then cut across the open water of the bay to Bendewald Point, where they can follow the shoreline to Seadrift. The bay can be a challenging paddle, particularly when the wind whips up waves. It is important when you paddle on San Antonio Bay to plan your trip so that your paddling skills and equipment are equal to the water and weather conditions. Never paddle alone, and tell someone not paddling with you of your paddling plan. More paddling safety tips are on the San Antonio River Authority website. The boat ramp at Seadrift is the end of the Seadrift paddling trail and the end of the San Antonio to Seadrift paddling expedition. In all, about 260 miles have been traveled from the springs that form the headwaters of the San Antonio River all the way down to the Guadalupe River and across San Antonio Bay. We hope that by joining us on this paddling trip, you will be inspired to go out and enjoy the San Antonio River for yourself. And in doing so, you will develop a passion for protecting and preserving the San Antonio River Basin. Beauty abounds along the San Antonio River, but unfortunately, the negative impacts that humans have on the river can also be seen. Each citizen has a role in caring for the San Antonio River Basin. The positive actions you take can make a big difference in improving the health and sustainability of the river basin. Please visit the San Antonio River Authority website to learn about sustainable actions you can take to help the river, and to sign up to become a Watershed Wise Warrior to receive monthly information about volunteering and educational opportunities. Together, we can all keep the San Antonio River Basin safe, clean, and enjoyable.